Kikwete says seniors are a hidden treasure. Good evening. Once again, I'm Agnes Tuniga. You can also follow us live on our YouTube channel, TBC Online, and also get all the latest news through our Instagram, Facebook, and X pages, all on the address at TBC Online. Prime Minister Kassim Majaliwa has met with the Minister of Economic Development of the Russian Federation, Maxim Reshnikov, exploring more avenues to deepen bilateral ties in the areas related to trade, agriculture, transport, education, energy, and tourism. Here are more details.
Speaking in Dar es Salaam, during the meeting, the Prime Minister has assured the Russian minister that Tanzania is the right place to invest and do business due to its peaceful environment and abundance of natural resources and labor force.
Through this visit, I am sure that you will acquire enough information that will strengthen your trust in Tanzania as a reliable business partner. I want to assure you that Tanzania is a great country to conduct business with. This is because Tanzania is a peaceful and stable country, and above all, God has created it in a strategic geographic position. The government is committed to make improvements in the business environment between Tanzania and other nations that Tanzania has strong ties with, including Russia.
Regarding agriculture, the Prime Minister has invited businessmen and women from Russia to come and invest in agriculture, because citing a large and fertile area of land for agricultural production to be the extra factor for them to choose Tanzania of other countries. On the other hand, Minister Reshetnikov says that Russia is ready to strengthen economic cooperation, promote trade and investment, and there will be the first session of the Joint Intergovernmental Commission for Economic Cooperation between Tanzania and Russia, intending to strengthen the bilateral relations. In the education sector, Minister Reshetnikov says his country will continue to cooperate with Tanzania in the sector, and plans are in place for more Tanzanians to study in Russia, and currently there are 90 positions for Tanzanian students to study in Russian universities starting the year 2025.
On the other hand, the Deputy Minister of Digital Development, Communications and Mass Media of Russia, Bela Shekskosova, says Russia is ready to cooperate with the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation, TBC, in the information and communication field. Speaking in an exclusive interview during her visit at the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation, TBC, Deputy Minister Shekskosova elaborated that Russian media is willing to conduct exchange of content with TBC and also conduct exchange programs of staff on media-related issues.
Это касается и обмена опытом между нашими специалистами, взаимное обучение.
Tumeshajadili pamoja na Bwana Rioba hapa leo nafasi ya kubadili.
We have had discussions with the Director General of the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation, Dr. Rioba, about having an exchange program for journalists between our nations. We've also discussed on the aspect of exchange of content in the form of documentary films that cater for children, also that cater for the general public. We are focusing on strengthening of media industry due to the fact that it plays a crucial role in the world whereby every nation is competing to emerge the winner.
Kila mtu, kila nchi inapambana kushinda.
On the other hand, the Director General of the Tanzania Broadcasting Corporation, Dr. Ayub Rioba, says TBC has expressed TBC's readiness to collaborate with Russia in the mutual exchange of content in order to improve the quality of content and general operational efficiency.
Actually including RT, the news agency, and others. In fact, we live in a world where content is very important. If you don't have variety of content, quality content, then it means people will be running away chasing other content. So that's where our focus will be, because we also discussed the issue of co-production, where we will have possibility possibilities to co-produce with Russian producers content that we can share both within Tanzania and also Russia.
The former president of the United Republic of Tanzania, Dr. Jakaya Mrisho Kikwete, says it's crucial for society to use appropriate skills and knowledge to take care of the elderly people due to the fact that the elderly people are endowed with experience and knowledge in various fields and issues, and this experience can be harnessed for the benefit of the current and future generations. Faida Ngaga has more.
Speaking in Dar es Salaam at the climax of the fundraising event for the Petra Elderly Center, which will be constructed in Bagamoyo, organized by the Minister of Defense and National Service, Dr. Stargoman Tax, the former president, Dr. Kikwete, added that elderly people are a treasure of any nation, and society as a whole should support this new initiative due to the significance that it holds.
Honestly, kulea wazee ni kazi kubwa.
I am fascinated by this initiative. This is because taking care of the elderly is a serious task, especially when they're at a very old age. This initiative teaches us to use our ability, professionalism, and knowledge that we have to be of service to the elderly people. When Minister Tax told me about this idea, it sounded like a far-fetched idea. But she explained to me our vision and plan. I agreed with her and decided to join hands. The main concept here is that you do not have to take care of your elderly people at home. This center will take care of the elderly people.
Kinajengwa kituo kitakacholea wazee.
On the other hand, the Minister of Defense and National Service, Dr. Stargoman Tax, elaborates about how the idea to establish the Petra Elderly Center came about and the significance, while some of the participants of the events reiterate on why it is crucial to have such initiatives in the country.
Kwa wengi ambao tulizungumza nao wakati huo na wakati tukitafakari na tukishawishi,
to many people, this seemed like a new and impossible idea, many of whom citing this is a new initiative in Tanzania context. However, this gave us more courage and strength to implement. The truth is, life keeps on changing, which means we also have to adapt to these changing times. The number of elderly people keeps on increasing. Life expectancy is also on rising, and also is urbanization. This rapid urbanization creates a lifestyle that does not provide time for the children to take good care of their parents when they are at old age.
Today we were here at the Petra Elderly Center launch. It's going to be one of the state-of-the-art facility located in Bagamoyo to offer services to the elderly. And the aim is to ensure that we are proud of what the elderly have gone through, and this service will offer them the needs they need in terms of health facilities, in terms of other services that the elderly people do demand. And it's part of us giving back to the community as the private sector and as a community to ensure that these elderly people, they have served us well, and it's time for us to take care of them.
Faida Ngaga, TBC News.
The Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Dr. Natu Mwamba, has thanked the International Monetary Fund, IMF, for its contribution to the development of the country through the technical and financial support it extends to the country, contributing to the improvement of various economic and financial policies. Here are more details.
Dr. Natu made the acknowledgement in Washington, D.C., United States, while participating in a discussion organized by the International Monetary Fund, IMF, outlining the results of cooperation between the IMF and Tanzania through technical assistance alongside the 2024 annual meetings of the International Monetary Fund and the World Bank Group.
Some of the policy improvements that we expect to implement include developing a satellite imagery monitoring system to track information related to climate change and planning for sustainable land use. Another is to establish a land use and geospatial planning framework that includes hazards related to climate change to be considered across all sectors.
She further thanked the IMF on behalf of the government for facilitating funds through the Resilient and Sustainability Facility window, which is extended to the government a total of $786.2 million, equal to approximately 2.14 trillion Tanzanian shillings.
The IMF has continued to provide funds for the ESF, and importantly, in what we discussed today, it was more focused on how Tanzania is organized regarding climate change issues. IMF is providing us with support in terms of capacity building and financial assistance.
She vowed that Tanzanian government will continue to strengthen cooperation with the IMF, where through the RSF program, it will continue to complete the implementation of policy improvements and to work on projects to fight climate change.
The Tanzania Investment Center, TIC, in collaboration with the Tanzania Revenue Authority, TRA, is organizing a joint conference with foreign investors who have invested in Tanzania to discuss tax improvements to support better investment environment in the country. TIC Investment Promotion Director John Mnali says the aim of the conference is to discuss tax issues as well as listen to the challenges facing the foreign investors in Tanzania.
Kituo cha wekezaji kwa kushirikiana na mamlaka ya mapato.
The investment center, in collaboration with the revenue authorities, have organized a special meeting to meet with foreign investors who have invested in the country, to be able to talk and discuss by providing them with various information on the improvements that have been made.
Tutashiriki pamoja katika mkutano huu ambao tumeuandaa kwa ajili ya wawekezaji wetu.
If TRA cooperates with TIC, we will participate in a meeting to increase tax correction. Without investment, we cannot move forward and develop our nation's economy.
On the other hand, TRA Taxpayer Education Manager Paul Walalaze insists TRA explores tax improvements to stimulate more economic activities in the country, and the conference will present an opportunity for investors to be better acquainted with tax incentives in Tanzania. The meeting will be held on October 31st, 2024 in Dar es Salaam, where more than 500 foreign investors are expected to participate in the meeting. Cultural festivals organized in Bagamoyo district has contributed a great deal to the increasing of the number of tourists visiting the tourist attractions in the historical town of Bagamoyo and the surrounding areas. Somavura has more details.
Bagamoyo is among the most famous historical tourist destination, not only in the country, but also worldwide.
It's a part of learning. You just see it to start in schools, you just told in schools that there's this and that, but we came here, we have seen with our own eyes, so it's a pleasure to come here.
Tourists who came to the town prefer to visit historical sites, including Kaole ruins, Caravan Slave Trade Museum, and beach tourism. Kaole ruins is the most richest historical site here in Bagamoyo. Most of the tourists used to visit this area to learn and to explore different things about history.
Bagamoyo is a place that people can come and learn history.
Bagamoyo, especially in mji mkongwe, is well known for its beautiful beaches with different activities that attract tourists, such as swimming, beach soccer, and relaxation.
I like to visit Bagamoyo, especially on weekends.
Tourism is stimulating other sectors in the area, including hospitality industry, which of the late has experienced a boost due to increased demand of tourists visiting Bagamoyo.
We see a lot of developments. We see a lot of people coming for conferences, and as Mikoko Beach and Cottages, we are one of those people, one of the hotels who are preparing ourselves for the future, including AFCON in 2027, So I would like to urge everybody to come, including the diaspora. Please get your money, gather your strengths, come and invest in Bagamoyo.
Festivals have also contributed to the increase in the number of tourists in town.
We think that in the future, this should be the direction, that to connect our festival with tourism, to make sure that we attract more people, local tourists, but also international tourists who will come to our festival and use that opportunity also to visit other destinations in our country.
Bagamoyo International Festival of Art and Culture, which have been held for 4 days in Bagamoyo, have brought together more than 40,000 participants from various countries around the world. Reporting from Bagamoyo, Somu Mavura, TBC.
The Bank of Tanzania, BOT, is set to begin the process of withdrawing old banknotes from circulation, instructing all banks and financial institutions to accept, deposit and facilitate over-the-counter exchange of old banknotes in denomination of 20, 200, 500, 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 and 10,000 issues from 1985 to 2003. The exercise will also involve banknotes in denomination of 500 banknotes issues in 2010. To understand more on the move, TBC News has spoken with economic analyst Walter Nguma, who starts by explaining what impact does the process has to the country.
There are several benefits of changing money. The first one is you are disturbing the illegal market, because nowadays if you are not changing the money, the illegal markets get more powerful of controlling the national economy, because some of them took money from the system, from the circulation and starting controlling the national economy. The benefit that we are getting is when you are changing the money, the government also increases their income, because when you are changing the money, it means that people will take their money to the banks. So if you are taking money to the banks, it means that the government will get the revenue that was being avoided at the time they have their monies at home. Another thing is that the citizen will get the benefit, because the circulation of money will increase comparing to the time there was no changes, because some illegal market has taken more powerful comparing to the time when there are some changes that has occurred.
The member of East Africa Legislative Assembly, EALA, Dr. Abdallah Makame, calls on policymakers to work together with experts in financial institutions to engage more citizens in the community in ensuring an access to digital financial services. Makame made the call in Dar es Salaam during the opening of the Regional Policy Forum in Financial Inclusion and Market Development, which brings together various researchers and stakeholders from financial institutions as well as policymakers in EAC community. On the other hand, I beg your pardon, following millions of Tanzanians people to be reported to have been listed as eligible to vote during the upcoming local government elections, some Dar es Salaam residents have praised the efforts made by Tanzanian government in encouraging eligible Tanzanians to register for the upcoming local government elections expected to be held on 27th November 24.
Vote is an important weapon in decision-making, especially for Tanzanians' lives, because politics is life. I congratulate the government of Tanzania for the great mobilization, which led to register number of people who will vote for the local government election.
It is a very good number, because it is almost half of all Tanzanians have registered themselves for local government elections. This tells us that Tanzanians are now aware of the importance of exercising their right to vote. So On 27th of November this year, a lot of people will vote. If 30 million of Tanzanians have registered themselves, they will vote. They will use their right to elect their leaders. And these leaders are so important because they are the ones who are helping us on our day-to-day operations, on our day-to-day activities. The media has played an important role of educating people the importance of local government elections. So people are aware of local government elections. People are aware of the issues which are related to local government elections. And people are also aware of their importance to exercise their right to vote and elect their leaders.
People now, they are aware how important these leaders are. Because it's not easy to go straight to the prime minister, easy to go straight to minister, but for a local government leader, the office is open anytime, okay? You need identification, you start to the local government, okay? You need identification to open a bank account, you go to the local government. So now they are aware of how important these leaders are to them. It's a good number, it's a good opportunity. Now, for me, my take is that it's good for them to register. That's fine. That's the one thing. But to vote is even a better step. So basically, they've registered for good numbers. That's fine. But for me, they have to go and vote. Because vote is the opportunity now to elect those leaders they want.
Don't miss TBC News every weekday to know all the latest in exchange rates. Time now for all the latest in international news. And now, here's the international news as compiled and read by Nyambona Masamba.
International news starts in Africa. People of Zimbabwe's second city of Bulawayo have no water supply for 5 days of the week. Severe drought has forced 3 of the city's 6 reservoirs to close down. The governor is now declaring a state disaster. The Bulawayo residents say sometimes they would go a week without water, and when it comes during the weekend, they fill up the containers to restore for the week. In April, Zimbabwe's government declared a state of disaster. Millions of people are just in need of food. The city is running out of the water. This is Zimbabwe's worst drought in the decade. From Zimbabwe to West Africa, at least 40 soldiers have been killed after fighters attacked a military base in Chad, and that happened near the border with Nigeria on Sunday night. President Mamadou Idris Deby visited the base following the attack and met with injured soldiers. To Asia, pressure is mounting on Japan's new prime minister to step down after his governing party suffered its worst election results in 15 years. Shigeru Ishiba says he will stay in office to avoid a political vacuum. He won a party leadership and took over his prime minister earlier this month. He said he recognized the biggest reason to lose the majority is because people's doubt, distrust, and anger regarding politics and political funds have not gone away. Bolivia's former president has accused the government of trying to kill him. The convoy carrying Evo Morales was struck by bullets. Morales says his driver was injured in the shooting. The government is condemning the incident, but some ministers are claiming Morales has directed the attack on himself. He was on his way in a television station when 3 vehicles intercepted his car. Massmen jumped out and opened fire. The former president later appeared on national television. He said there were 14 shots. 1 arrived at the driver's head, but likely none was on him. Morales has been fighting arrest warrant issued earlier this month, accusing him of sex with underage girl. A charge he denied, says his accusers were paid to lie about him. He said they failed, and when their plan failed, they planned to kill him. And Iraq has submitted a note of protest to the UN Security Council against Israel's use of its airspace to attack Iran. In the statement, the Iraq government condemned the fly-room violated committed by the Zionist entity by its aggressor aircraft violating Iraqi's airspace and sovereignty. It happened on October the 26th. The statement went on saying the foreign ministry is being directed to communicate with American side regarding bilateral strategic framework agreement.
And that was international news. Sports news up next. And in sports news, international artists who performed at Bagamoyo International Festival call on more international artists to participate in the coming festivals, as the festival has proved to be the platform for culture exchange and art performance. Speaking to TBC News in Bagamoyo, Zambian artist Gift Muneka from the Connections and Mayotte Group believes that Bagamoyo, being historical area for Africans, is better place for artists to come and explore what African forefathers did for the continent.
About David Livingstone, where he passed and all that. So that's historical, you know what I mean? So I'm encouraging all the Africans, neighboring countries, to come and be part of the Bagamoyo Festival so that you learn what happened. You learn the history, and also it's cultural exchange. So the dance and the song is talking about slavery, how people was being exported to Mayotte and they couldn't talk, say nothing. So the song and things is a show on with the music. So that's why this year Bagamoyo have a history of slavery, so that's why we choose to bring the dance and the music slavery here in Bagamoyo this year.
9 international artists groups from different countries participated in 43rd Bagamoyo Arts and Culture International Festival, and thereafter most of them visited various tourist attractions. Executive Director of Jakaya Kikwete Cardiac Institute, JKCI, Dr. Petra Kisenge, says the influence that young Africans has in the sports sector is what pushed them to cooperate with the team to provide education on conducting testing for heart diseases for sportsmen and other groups. Kisenge adds that sports is the right platform to encourage testing for chronic diseases, while the CEO of the Young Africans, Andre Mtine, encouraged football fans and sportsmen in general to be motivated and motivate others to test for heart diseases to get early treatment.
We will cooperate with younger Africans to raise awareness to the community on how to check their health. As JKCI will be traveling with younger when it's going to play their matches to check out the health of their fans.
I'd like to take this journey with the Institute, not only because young Africans players and members of staff will benefit from medical tests, but also because we will together create awareness across the country at large. And for us, this is very important.
Young Africans has entered into an agreement with the Jakaya Kikwete JKCI Cardiac Institute today with the aim of encouraging heart testing for sportsmen and other people. That is sports news, and now before we conclude the news bulletin for tonight, let's take a look at our weather update.
Hello and welcome again to the next 24 hours of forecast starting tonight at 9 p.m. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, my name is Ramadan Omari. Windy is expected to flow at 20 kilometers per hour over the entire coast and the major lakes. And the upside of the sea is expected to be slight. Our rainfall models are showing signal of rainfall in some areas of our country, especially over southwestern highland, western part of our country towards Lake Victoria. And tonight, a few areas, especially along Lake Victoria Basin and western part of our country, are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers. And the remaining regions are expected to feature partly cloudy conditions. And tomorrow, areas, especially along Lake Victoria Basin, western part of our country, southwestern highlands, are expected to feature partly cloudy condition, thunder showers over a few areas, and sun periods. Over the northern coast, we are expecting to feature partly cloudy condition, orange showers over a few areas, and sun period. And the remaining regions are expected to feature partly cloudy conditions and sun periods. And now, let us look on the next weather forecast over some regions of our country. In Dar es Salaam, we are expecting a shower, especially 31st. In Dodoma, sun periods are expected. Mbeya region, we're expecting maximum temperature to be 27 up to 28 degrees. In the Mwanza region, we're expecting thunder showers in some areas. In Kilimanjaro region, we're expecting sun periods. In the Morogoro region, we're expecting orange shower, especially on 31st. In the Arusha region, we're expecting maximum temperature to be 27 up to 28 degrees Celsius. From Tanzania Meteorological Authority, that is all for today. Thank you for watching and goodbye.
And that is the end of our news bulletin for tonight. My name is Agnes Tuniga. Thank you very much for watching. Good night.
TBC1, ukweli na uhakika.